I cannot believe I am watching snowfall. What the heck? Hello all. I had a very chaotic day today, so I didn't really vlog it as usual. But basically what happened was I woke up and one of my lessons had gotten cancelled that day, so I had an afternoon free. So I spontaneously booked a matinee ticket for Oliver, which was really good. I think it's one of those shows that's kind of like more vibes than it is plot, and I don't necessarily enjoy those as much all the time. But the dancing was very good, the kids were very talented. Fagin was the highlight for me. But I didn't actually get to see the end because I had another lesson booked that afternoon, so I had to sneak out near the end, so I didn't see how it ended, but I can assume how it might have ended. This teacher's name is Seik. He is from the Netherlands, hence the name. But when I tell you I have 3 pages of notes, it was one of the best lessons ever. If Campbell and Joel were mixed together and created into a human being. And it's not just because he's ginger. First of all, we just started with saying how when you breathe in, it's important to make your breath as silent as possible. It means that you then can't hear it, but also it means that when you do that, the pharynx and the vocal folds move out of the way, making a clear passage for the breath. Gave me a new SOVT. New SOVT unlocked. It's a nasal resistance SOVT. Blow up your cheeks and then you pinch your nostrils, but you leave a little bit of space so that you can let air out through the nostrils, but not your mouth. I'm gonna look like a loony doing this, but it's basically this. And then you sing through that, so you go, and you try and keep the breath flow out of your nostrils as clear as possible. According to research, it is the SOVT with the highest rate of efficiency, which highly recommend. Reminding me about tongue placement, how putting the back of your tongue on the back of your molars and keeping the tip of your tongue at the bottom of your front teeth makes that passageway super nice and clear and gives you more freedom. Because when you pull your tongue back, which can be a habit, pushes the larynx down, so you can't go up as naturally. So it's a way of making sure that the tongue is not involved in that process. I probably look short now, lol. As you're going higher, if you're struggling, he told me to do a relaxed snore or a snort, if you will, again, me doing all this on camera is so embarrassing. That sound is your soft palate. And so by doing that, you're reminding your soft palate that it's got something to do and it needs to be involved. So it's getting that consciousness of your soft palate, which was very helpful. And to keep things relaxed. But he was saying when we were doing a ya, he was reminding me to use the tongue as my tool in order to make that sound and not my jaw or anything else. It's simply only the tongue that's moving. And when I did that, it made my connection when I went lower in my range smoother, and it brought twang down into my lower range that I don't usually have. Okay, so he explained this thing to me. I mean, acoustics. We all know what acoustics are. The acoustic space that you create is imperative or can affect everything you sing. I mean, for us girls, for example, he was saying around a C, the shape of things has to change when you get past a C because of the way the voice is. So you have to move the shape of your mouth, your pharynx, throat, in order to adjust for what the acoustics then require as you go higher. So there's closed acoustics and open acoustics. For something more closed, it means is that your tongue needs to be needs to rise at the back, so be on the back molars, and that your lips need to round a little bit more. So this means when you go up higher in your belt stuff, you have to have closed acoustics in order to make the sound efficiently. The way he explained it is yeah, that's an open acoustic, but no, that's a closed acoustic. And hence why we do vowel modifications, because certain vowels are really difficult up high So people modify the vowel in order to make it a closed acoustic rather than an open acoustic. Another one being, oh, no you don't, that's closed acoustics, and hey, hello, that's open acoustics. For example, we were looking at The Wizard and I, and the line, all to do with me, he said to do all to do with May, so that's a closed acoustic. And then he said find that space, and then when you found that space, it made the note a lot easier, but obviously you have to say me, you can't say May. So what he'd say is that once you find that placement, all you have to do is then move the tongue to the back molars, create the E, which you should do on an E vowel, is having the tongue in the back molars, tongue at the tip of the teeth. So the May, me, and then you're adding the tongue and it makes it into a me. And then that works, and then you can belt it. And then encouraging you to keep that shape as much as you can and letting the tip of your tongue and your lips do the work rather than your jaw or your tongue root or anything else, concentrating on that your lips and the tip of your tongue so that the back molar is still staying in that position to create obviously the words, because then your acoustic space is staying closed so that it is easier while still getting the text out in the correct vowels and consonants. For me personally, my jaw likes to get involved, and putting your finger between your teeth like this and then singing a phrase like that and making sure that you're not biting down on your finger, just having it relaxed but not involved. And then he was basically saying with the acoustics thing that below like the girls C, you can choose whether to have open or closed acoustics, but it's just that beyond the C you have to have it closed, otherwise it's strained. And it's, I hope I explained that okay. So I'm finally seeing Cabaret. I am so excited. This has been one of the shows I'm like the most excited for. If you don't know who Reeve and Ava are, they're like musical theatre royalty. I am so excited. I can't believe we're gonna take it. Hey! So I just saw Cabaret. He just watched Mamma Mia. Yes. But I've employed him to come here and help me go to stage door because I'm a freak at stage door. But yeah, Hamish is also in London, by the way. This is my friend Hamish. Most of you know who he is. Yeah, and I'm not okay. That was absolute like it was incredible. Wow. I don't know how to. He's gonna see it soon. I can't wait to see it. It was fucked. And the fact that I'm about to I can't. Okay, so we kind of met them in a way.
They are so cool.
They're like, hey guys, and we're like, hey, you're so awesome. They're like, thanks guys, thanks
so edgy and like just
no photos. No proof it happened, except I got signatures. Boom, it happened. I swear it happened.
Wow.
Simply.
Wow.
That doesn't feel real. What?